Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94. We're back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to the entire demise of PBS Sprout. Now, Sprout was past my prime with cartoon, especially, yeah, my sister. This would be her era of PBS. Me and PBS, we been done. It's like I've been done with PBS. Me and PBS been done since 2004, bro. I ain't came back since. But anyways, though, without further ado, let's get right into this.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Gary!
Hey yo!
I was just looking for the sports chit.
Hey yo!
Wait, I don't even have a snail for a pet.
Hey
Why
yo!
did you guys click on this thumbnail?
Hey yo, what the
Again?
fuck? Again!
Alright, well, I'm not responsible for any of your ruined childhoods.
Illuminating television.
So I'm gonna take a bookmark out of a video that I did almost a year ago. And big ups to Matt Neff for 50,000 subs. Definitely go check out his channel. PBS Kids would make a 24-hour channel to compete with Noggin in 2001, because Sesame Workshop would have a problem already with giving over Sesame Street pay rights to Nickelodeon in their combined venture. PBS Kids sought to compete to get back at Sesame Workshop, which would fail miserably. Noggin during this time would get old Nick Jr. shows transferred onto the channel, as well as a new Sesame Workshop original, Play With Me Sesame. In turn, Noggin would be tuned into 23 million homes, while the PBS Kids 24-hour network would only get played in 9 million homes. The 24-hour network would be dropped by most cable providers, with DirecTV being the first to do so. By October 20th, 2004, Comcast with Hit Entertainment, Sesame Workshop, and PBS Kids would join forces to create PBS Kids Sprout. PBS Vice President Duran Tripp quoted this venture to, quote, strengthen the competitive positions while at the same time, quote, be consistent with PBS values. At this time, it would only be in promotion. While this was going on, PBS decided to use its local stations to cross-promote PBS Kids Sprout. Here's how they did so. A member station like WBGU-TV would use its station to cross-promote Sprout, while in addition forfeit the rights to air children's channels in exchange for monetary benefits. While certain members would sign on to be subscribers to Sprout, only a few stations would decline the venture in order to make independent children's programming services. PBS Kids Sprout would launch on September 26 of 2005. During the launch of PBS Kids Sprout, the programs and interstitials were to study and view children's viewing patterns and habits. To increase the viewing habits of children, Sprout did not repackage short-form series into longer-form shows and episodes. PBS Kids Sprout would be the only channel in the PBS family to have actual commercials for the parents and caretaker consumer groups, and did not advertise before any show akin to PBS Kids. There were also morning and night shows to give PBS Kids Sprout variety. Sunnyside's concept came from Andrew Beecham, the vice president of PBS Kids Sprout. Andrew would pitch that kids watching the program would love to see PBS characters, weekly themes, and submissions from viewers. The block would launch 2 years after Sprout's launch on September 26 of 2007. It was known as the Birthday Show. The main host, Kevin Yamada and Kelly Vrooman, would also have Chica the Puppet as the three main hosts for the show. The day would start with Chica telling kids the date and time and what the schedule will be for the show. Many of the segments would be interactive, as most of them required kids to go on the Sprout website and interact with the programs to see their drawings or choices regarding Chica. Guest stars were also a part of the show, such as Big Bird, Barney, the Wiggles, and other preschool characters and musical acts. The original set was stationed in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and then switched over to 30 Rockefeller Center in Manhattan, New York, inside NBC Studios. In later recordings, the show would also use guest stars from the Today Show as after-show guests. PBS Kids Sprout would also have a night segment as well as a day segment with different hosts. Ward Jenkins, a designer for PBS Kids Sprout, thought it would be a great idea for the block to have, and an answer to Noggin, as the channel itself would end at 6 p.m. and would transition to the end for a preteen audience, leaving an open slot for kids during the night. PBS Kids Sprout would launch the Good Night Show at the same time as the Sunny Side Up show. This particular slot on Sprout was a show to get kids ready for bed, as well as teach them about good hygiene, cleaning their room, and how to dream when it came to sleeping habits, while also dealing with topics many kids would have in real-life situations, such as imaginary friends, nightmares, babysitters, shadows, and teddy bears. Main show hosts were Nina, played by Melanie Martinez, and later replaced by Michelle Lepe, and Star, voiced by Stacia Newcomb. Segments range from Hush Hush, Little Fish, Clean Up, Crafts, Moonbeam Wheel, Ready for Bed, Lucy Light the Way, and Sproutoscope. Many special interest groups, such as the Campaign for Commercial-Free Childhood, critiqued it as the, quote, TV version of a sleeping pill for toddlers, going as far as to say it was worse for kids to watch when it came to going to sleep. Harvard University psychologist Sarah Lynn would caution Sprout to shut down its programming for the exact same reason. To interject, Sprout president Sandy Wax would claim that the program itself was designed for parents and caretakers, not to be used as a method for sleeping, but to teach kids good sleeping habits and to help them understand the importance of a good night's sleep. While at the same time, the Good Night Show host Melanie Martinez would be fired after being involved with a commercial 5 years prior to being hired for Sprout for a website called technicalversion.com. Apparently, the two commercials were described sexual in nature. Something on the lines of,
Shot at me.
Cut that bitch off! Next caller! Stupid bitch!
Oh, really? We got a link? I'm just saying. Do we got a link? Do we got a link? I'm just asking.
Who's a freaky ass nigga? Who's a freaky ass nigga? Who's a freaky ass nigga?
I'm just saying.
Freak man, yeah, that's me. Eat the cat from the back, yeah, that's me. Left your bitch on her panties, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me, yeah, that's me. Freak man, yeah, that's me. Eat the cat from the back, yeah, that's me. Left your bitch on her panties, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me, yeah, that's me.
I'm just asking for a friend, but I'm just asking. But anyways,
yeah, I tried finding it. I don't know where to find it. Michelle Lepe would also be in hot water as well, with her involvement with a short film called Jamaica Hotel, as she was a police/prostitute for the film. PBS Kids Sprout would be under fire.
Again!
Until parents would have a considerable fit about both women's involvement in films and commercials and their kids not being exposed to said films. The Wiggles would be on the channel by spring of 2009, as Playhouse Disney would be moving in a different direction with kids' musical acts, due to the fact that Disney would hire New Orleans group The Imagination Movers. Both acts would collide with each other, as the Imagination Movers would receive their own TV show. As a result, the Wiggles would move over to Sprout on August 24th of 2009. Fast forward to 2010, Sprout would simulcast in HD and standard. PBS Kids would later remove their name from the Sprout brand, and it would stand alone as just Sprout, as PBS would withdraw their stake in stock in 2013.
Don't go too far. NBC Kids will be right back.
So, yeah. Get a notebook because your head's going to spin. PBS would drop out of the venture, but remain to give out the shows that were licensed, leaving Comcast to gain 51% stock, and the stake would extend towards NBC Universal, given by GE in 2011, while Apex Partners would sell Hit Entertainment to Mattel in the same year. Fast forward to 2012, Sprout would then move to make educational programming under the banner of NBC Kids and Me Telemundo, and would later replace Cubo. I heard you guys about Cubo. Don't worry, I know. Sesame Workshop.
Damn, what happened to Cubo? I ain't watched Cubo in years. What happened to Cubo? Cubo used to be that shit. Cubo used to hold it down for the niggas that ain't got no cable in their room. Cubo used to hold it down for a minute. Then I just said, fuck it. I didn't even watch TV no more.
would drop out of the venture and give it over to Comcast, while in 2013, Apex would give the remaining stock over to Comcast as well. Therefore, Comcast and NBC Universal would be 100% responsible for Sprout. Because of this, they would move operations from Philadelphia to New York City. By 2015, Sprout would get a whole rebrand and modernize itself for streaming platforms and in-app purchases. The goal under Sandy Wax was to compete with Nick Jr., which at the time rebranded and changed itself under the Nickelodeon banner, and Disney Jr., with more original programming from the channel rather than using old TV shows that wouldn't help boost ratings. Shows like The Chica Show would simulcast on both Sprout and NBC Kids to garner more audiences. A spin-off of Nina's World would also take place later on. Actress Alyssa Milano would also become the mom ambassador for Sprout and make PSAs for Kindness Counts. Due to original programming, PBS would cease to exist on the Sprout channel as Sandy Wax decided to go in the worst direction possible. Sprout would eventually be revamped again and would be rebranded as Universal Kids, as DreamWorks Animation was bought out by NBC Universal on August 2016. Later on would change presidents from Sandy Wax to chorus president Deidre Brennan in 2017. Unlike Sprout, Universal Kids would cater to a wide variety of demographics, ranging from preschool to grade school, and decided that it would be better to branch out that way in order for the family to grow up with the channel. Side note, that's a topic that I'll point out why channels themselves aged only with the 90s Gen Z demographics and not these generations. It's a long story, but look, listen, you know this whole channel, Universal Kids, is hot garbage, so we'll start there. As the demographics were choosing careers early in life and growing faster than their counterparts, Universal Kids sought to make programming such as Top Chef Jr. and Survival School, while investing more in original content for the next 3 years. Please explain, Coco Melon? Brennan would also get into foreign cartoons and shows as kids would become, quote, globally aware. Listen, this ain't like anime. Just stick with the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. That's what you guys should have done. While at the same time flex DreamWorks Animation to make Dragons, Riders of Berk, and All Hail King Julian. With most preschool content not having Sprout originals anymore, Brennan would state, quote, "The greatest thing is there is nothing to fix here. Sprout is a beautiful brand. If anything, we want to invest in original productions. There is more we can explore here." Survey says the ratings were very low considering every investment and was viewed lower in comparison to Sprout. According to IndieWire, the channel saw significant declines in the last 2 years, 30% by 2017 and 75% by 2019, leaving most staff to be unemployed and Brennan to eventually step down and be replaced by Francis Berwick. At this time, the channel would rely heavily on less staffing, new logo redesigns, and DreamWorks Animation rather than making originals and moving titles over to Peacock. These designs wouldn't be enough at the time during the age of streaming services, as many kids channels would take a backseat as main channels would be seen as rerun mills. Universal Kids would rank 141st according to Variety. This is going to be relatively short. Due to being ranked last in kids programming and NBC Universal making cable properties into a separately traded company, Universal Kids announced that it would shut down on January 6 of 2025 on various cable providers with a March 6 indefinite close date. On March 6, the last thing seen on the channel was an interstitial segment from Norman Pickle Stripes, and after that, the blue screen of death, notifying customers that it is no longer in service. That's all, folks. PBS Kids Sprout wasn't going to age well with future generations of kids, mainly due to the fact of the many cooks in the kitchen trope. A bunch of companies who were successful in their own regard came in and said, yeah, you want to do this thing? I mean, yeah, it's not going to last long anyway. And aiming to make a channel that was going to overcompete in an already saturated market. Marketing mainly came from Comcast, as PBS saw it as a financial burden on itself and would prove so by dropping out and giving it all over to Comcast to deal with it. Many will say that Sprout was a part of their childhoods, and I can reason with that. However, it was a sinking ship for a lot of shows, IPs, and musical acts that were fading with time and relevance. It wasn't until Universal would own Comcast and then revamp Sprout to Universal Kids after more of the founding members would give up on the channel. Investments wouldn't help either, as this was the time when the internet and streaming services were taking over, and as people were laid off, change of presidents, and relying only on DreamWorks, its shutdown was inevitable. Also, you really want Universal Kids to keep going because you know that they had this brain rot on the channel, so why would you still want it?
Epilogue.
Well, I mean, I'm playing Mario Kart Double Dash. I've been happy with what I've had for the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years. You guys want to play the Switch? That's fine. I'm not paying $90 for that.
Alrighty, man. That's just gonna about do it for this one, man. So that's what happened to Sprout. They turned into Universal Kid. I wouldn't know. Like I said, I ain't had shit. The last time I had cable was when I was still living with my mom. That was the last time I ever know. That was the last time I ever had cable. Ever since then, I ain't had cable. I don't know what the fuck be going on. But apparently, PBS Kids Sprout was turned into Universal Kids, and then Universal pretty much fucked everything up, and it just went under. Like, hey, it is what it is, though. It is what it is, though. Like I said, this was past my prime. My sister would be more in tune into PBS Kids Sprout than I would, because she grew up with that. Both my sisters, actually. Both of my sisters grew up with PBS Kids Sprout. My PBS Kids days was with the actual PBS station. So yeah. So and I fell out with PBS after like 2004. I was done with PBS. Like, so yeah, that was past my prime. But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one. Sucks what happened, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, man, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Till then, peace out.